flagship of Gold Ink Communication Limited, the publishers of AF News. Also, AF News is afnews.ng, which is our site. We have various pages on social media. We have our Facebook handle. We have our two Facebook handle, Abia Fact Newspaper and AF News. We have our Twitter handle. We have our Instagram handle. And this is our first live program, live broadcast, which is coming on this platform. It will be consistent like this. It will be consistent, just like I say. Today with our newspaper review, every morning we'll be having our newspaper review, and we'll expect you to join in. I'm Emenike Rebu, and my guest in the studio this morning is Kelechi Kwemo.
Good to see you.
Kelechi, you're welcome. The coronavirus. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming to our live show today. This is the first episode of our live show, and every month we'll be having our newspaper review where we'll discuss things happening nationally and in other parts of the world. Thank you for coming. We deeply appreciate it. Nigerians, we want you to just keep focused and enjoy with us as our show keep going on. Remember, I remain Emenike Rebu, and with me is Kelechi Kwemo. Today, on the Nation newspaper, which is the first newspaper I am holding this morning, we have on the front headline, Southeast seeks integration into federal rail and gas project. Over the weekend, the governors of the Southeast, they had a meeting, and during the meeting, they reached some positions in respect to some federal projects which the Southeast have been exempted, especially the rail and the gas project. And during that same meeting, they also intervened in the media rift between Ato Eze and the former Senate President. What is your take on these issues, please?
For me, the Southeast governors, they did the right thing by actually speaking out. There's no how other regions of the country can partake in the rail project, and Southeast, which is a major player in this country, will not be among. It's actually, so it's the right step in the right direction. For Athens and Empires, I think that they should just go home, sit back and settle their differences. They are too big for this media. No, it's not good for the two of them at all.
But then, you know the origin of the clash. Ato Eze was saying that Southeast was fully supporting, was saying that Buhari has done so much for the Southeast, and that is the first president that have actually affected the level of Southeast very well. And Pastor Shahim attacked him on that. Do you think that Ato Eze does not have the right to express himself as regards his feeling concerning the present government?
No, Ato Eze absolutely have, all of us have our rights to express our feelings. But my point is, if you look at the response to an Empires, and he actually gave a history of how the whole thing started. For me, an Empires was the former secretary to the state government, SGA rather. I think Ato Eze and Empires understand. These are two Igbo leaders. I really don't want to come. For me, my advice to them is that they should go into their houses and settle their differences. Whatever, they shouldn't bring in their things outside.
Already, the Southeast governors have mandated Ohanaeze Ndigbo leadership to intervene in the matter and see that they resolve the matter effectively.
Beautiful.
And now let's go to Imo State. On the headline here, we have Rochas Okorocha. We're still on the Nation newspaper. Rochas Okorocha cried out and said, "Count me out of plot to unseat Uzodinma." In page 27 of that same newspaper, let's get there, so we'll see a brief of what he's crying about. Ex-Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has denied forming an alliance with former Governor Emeka Ihedioha to sack Governor Hope Uzodinma. He said he built up Progressive Congress at the risk of his political career and will not bring it down. The government, through the director of APC Media Center in Imo State, Kajatan Duke, claimed another frivolous and mischievous suit instituted by Uche Mosu, Okorocha's son-in-law, was challenging Uzodinma's victory. You know, there have been this back and forth in Imo State. And there was a fresh suit that went to court recently, still challenging the authenticity of Hope Uzodinma. Don't you think that, what's your view? Don't you think it's time for Imo State to just rest and wait for the next election?
I think what is happening in Imo State is, it has to do with the party. If you look at the country generally, APC has some serious crisis. Because I think PDP, sorry, I'm going to talk politics. PDP has a way of organizing themselves better than the APC government. What is happening in Imo State right now is as a result of what is happening at the federal level. The president needs to step in and organize the house. These are brothers. Whether Rochas is a support, let them settle inside. The president has to be presidential at this point. Let him step in. Imo State has been on the news for God knows how long now. I thought by now they ought to have faced governance and stopped all this politicking. I blame the president if I must say this.
Okay, let us now go to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper is where we are now this morning. And we have on the front banner of Punch newspaper one screaming banner that says that ex-banker facing $153 million Dezani loot trial testifies against Magu. Ex-banker facing $153 million Dezani loot trial testifies against Magu. Under there are other two riders under. It says, the first one says, in 3 weeks, I surrendered 9.08 billion to EFCC account in CBN, says Lawa. It is absurd for someone to try to testify against Magu, ex-EFCC lawyer boss. You see, there are so many issues still coming out, still on the issue of Magu. People are still pointing at accusing fingers at him, and now an ex-banker who actually is in trial in regard to Dezani loot is now speaking against Magu. Do you think that we have not yet seen the end of this matter?
Yes, we have not. In fact, I'm particularly interested. I like what is happening. I like the tempo of the country now. I like what is happening right now, to be very honest. The president, if I should advise him, I think Magu should step aside a little bit. That's the best.
Yes, the president already suspended him for now.
But yes, he has been suspended. Yes, I agree. And he appointed a police officer.
Yes.
I think Buhari should take a particular interest in what is happening in the country right now, especially all these fraudulent cases. I saw it this morning about
Okay. Well, you know, Magu also recently said that he's no longer going to fold his hand, that he's going to now speak and defend himself. Yes. Are you sure that him coming to defend himself will not be spilling more beans?
Let him defend himself. Akpabio, we'll get to that point. Akpabio defended himself. He brought out a list. I saw it this morning on Twitter.
Okay. We also have another very political issue here on the Punch newspaper at the tail end of it. We have Akwa Ibom elders group backs Igbo presidency, wants restructuring. And a peep into that particular write-up has this particular statement. Some elders under the auspices of the Akwa Ibom Leaders Vanguard have thrown their weight behind the clamor for an Igbo presidency in 2023. So many people are saying that this is not visible. What is your take? Do you think there's a chance that Igbos may produce president in 2023?
Well, if you are looking at it, it doesn't still look visible. But I think I quarrel with the language or ideology Igbo presidency. It makes it look as if we are sectionalizing it. We are looking at a particular group of people. Let's call it Southeast presidency, okay? I think it's a better way of saying it. Whichever, we know what they are talking about. I think it's high time for an Igbo man, for somebody from the Southeast to lead this country. Check it out. The West have had their own fair share. The North have had their own fair share. It is only us, the Easterners, that are still struggling to have our own fair share. And so many things are unfolding. Rumor has it that somebody in Lagos also wants to come out. So I don't know. For now, it's too early to start looking at it. It might not look visible at the moment, but let's just wait.
Oh, okay, but there are opinions from some sections that it seems as though the Igbos are not playing their politics right in respect to the presidential issue, because for them to elect president, there is a need for a relationship to the North. And they said that there's so much acrimony between the southeast and the northern part of the country.
I disagree with
that. Do you think it gives us opportunity? Do you think that view is right?
I disagree with that. The Southeasterners, the Igbo man, we are the original owners of Nigeria. Check it out. You and I know.
The original owners?
Yes! I said that without boldness.
Okay.
Wherever we go, we dominate. We build our houses. We don't even think about going home. We settle. I have families in Jos. The man built his house, has his businesses, and his children are all schooling in Jos. The man doesn't even think of coming back to Umuahe. That's the truth. So I'm saying that the Igbos are quarreling with the Northerners. I find that very that's not true. That's not true. Nigerians need to tell themselves the truth. The Igbos are the real owners of this country. Without us, in fact, I will say this categorically, that it is us that is holding the country together. It is us. For real. Because anywhere you go around, in fact, there is this adage that if anywhere you go and you don't find an Igbo man, please run away from them. That place is not safe. So if it is our turn in 2023, well, let's try.
Okay, still on Punch newspaper, at another tail end of it, on your right hand side, down, you will see PDP, APC trade wars over Edo violence. Over the weekend, PDP leaders visited the Edo and the Oba Palace in Benin. And while they were, I think, driving out or driving in one of those incidences, there were a large crowd at the entrance shouting "Ole, Ole, Ole" at the Obaseki-led entourage, which is presently the governor of Edo State and the PDP flag bearer for the election. And there have been trading of blames. The APC people are saying that Edo people are stating their position, while some people are saying that they were hired to come and embarrass the PDP, Obaseki and his entourage, and the Oba. What is your take on this? Are we not looking at a very violent election in Edo?
Well, yes, we are. We are. In fact, I'm actually trying to know, because what is happening in Edo is a kind of serious power tussle between a godfather and a godson. That's what is playing out in Edo. And for me, if you ask me, my opinion, personal opinion, I want PDP to take over Edo State. Because what is happening in Edo is quite interesting. And let's just see what happens. Let us
go to our platform a little bit. AF News. Remember that one thing that you need to do every day, that is necessary for you to do every day, is to always log into afnews.ng every morning to read all updates that is coming from all over Nigeria and the world. It's very important. It will help you a lot, and you have a lot to enjoy from it. Now, one of the stories we have here, this morning is the issue of Ponde. You know Ponde,
yeah.
Last time he stopped during the National Assembly, the House of Rep investigation.
Yeah.
And we have a news here where a National Assembly member is saying that slumping is fake, that it's not real, that he's pretending, that he falsified his collapsing, and that's why that even though he collapsed during the presentation, it was up to 2 hours, he walked out of the hospital. What is your take? Do you think it's also fake, or do you think it's real?
Well, to be honest, I don't know whether it's fake or real. But the point is, I think we are going to get more fainters. That's the truth. What happened, whether he's a professor of medicine, as I learned. I don't know, I'm not judging him, but I think if he fainted, actually, that money will make you faint.
The member representing Ethiopia Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Ben, has said that the acting managing director of NDDC, Professor Ponde, was acting when he slumped while answering questions from lawmakers. You see what I'm talking about? So, and there's another people who are saying that no, that the collapsing was real, that the man actually had a spike of hypertension at that point in time, then he had to collapse. Don't you think that money is supposed to collapse?
Yes, because that's why I said I pray. I'm seriously praying. In fact, I want to use this medium. President Buhari, continue this tempo. I want him to get interested. There are a lot of things that are still going to be unraveled in the country with the way things are going. We need more fainters. In fact, I was watching a video, somebody was saying, we need more fainters. More people are going to faint. A lot of people wanted Akpabio to faint. But he didn't faint. He actually proved to them. Okay? And in fact, I'm more interested in what is happening in NDDC. I also want NMPC to actually be looked into, because if
NNPC is looking to it, are you sure?
for real, but we have to. It's quite an interesting time for Nigeria.
Okay, we have another story that's been trending, especially in Abia State media space since yesterday. It is our title has it as Abia State Governorship 2023. Yeah. The war just started on social media. Ginger fires, Chijoke replies. Over the weekend, the House of Assembly member representing Isialangwa North State constituency, Honorable Ginger Omusibe, stated that they need the support. Let me read from the news. He said the Abia State 2022 governorship battle and intrigues, which has been underground for a while, has finally come open, as the honorable member representing Isialangwa North State constituency, Honorable Ginger Omusibe, via his social media, has called on Abia South to support them to produce the next governor in Abia State, thereby making it possible for old Abazone to hold on to power for 16 years in his own view. That's his view, because during the last 2015 election, there was a belief on Charter of Equity, which led to the emergence of the present governor of Abia State. But now it seems as though some people want that to be divided between old Bende and old Abazone. What is your take on this new development?
My take? I think we should play down on politics a little bit. It's too early. It's too early. The governor just returned. The governor has a role to play now. He should actually step in. He has a lot of critics. A lot of people are saying a lot of things about him. I think it's high time he calls everybody together and say, listen, let's face governance. 2023 is still far. This early morning mumbo jumbo, this problem is too early. Let's just come together. Let us give Abians a reason why we don't care where the person comes from. We don't care. Personally, I don't care where you come from. What I am after is competence. Is the person ready to deliver? Politicians can go ahead and do their politicking. This is not time for politics. This is time for governance. The governor just returned. Many people thought he would die. Many people also prayed he will leave. Thank God, God answered the prayers of people like me and you. He came back. Now he should face governance. He should try to settle the problems. He should try to build on infrastructure. Let him complete that Osisiama bridge. Let him try to pay a gratuity pension and all the problems facing him. That's my own take. Let them stop distracting the man with all this, whether it's coming from Abazone or Kwagwa. All those things. It's too early, my brother. It is too early. Let him face governance.
Okay, let's not forget that also the honorable member representing Bende North, Chijoke Chukwu, also fired back. He made it known to his colleague that Abia North are ready to negotiate, and Abia North are also ready to fight if need be. Do you think those kind of vibes is what we need at this moment?
We don't need them. We don't need them. I don't know this their Abia Charter of Equity. If we should look at it, humanly speaking, since he's currently at the Abia South, if we should rotate, looking at it from my own view, he should go to Abia North. But for me, I don't care where anybody comes from. Abia is crying. Abians are crying. Let's tell ourselves the truth. All this talk of where you come from does not matter. What matters here is competence. What matters is, have your party done so well to actually gain our confidence to return back to government house come 2023? That is the most important thing. And whoever that is going to occupy the government house in 2023 will be based on the foundation the present governor gives.
Okay. Let's now go to Bauchi and see what's happening in Bauchi. Remember that over the weekend the Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara moved from PDP back to APC, and he stated 8 reasons. He has 8 reasons why he moved. What do you actually think about this movement of politicians from one camp to the other? Is it something that is good or something that we should condemn?
One thing you should know about politicians is that they are always fighting for themselves. Okay? I am not surprised that Dogara, they call it cross-carpeted to APC. Don't worry, very soon you hear a lot of it coming up. And for me, moving forward, I think Nigeria has gotten to that point where you need to take our own destinies by our own hands. We need to address these issues. This idea of moving from one political party to another at the middle of it is not good. It's not nice. It's not good for our democracy. Over there in Europe, whatever party you belong to, even your children can belong to that same party. You have Democrats, you have Republicans. So I think that for Nigeria to remain, these things should be addressed. These things should be addressed. This idea of moving from, and you find reasons. Very soon now, they will move back and say, I've left my former party. In fact, I was blind, now I can see. A lot of funny things. Politicians can always behave like themselves.
Okay, let us now move to the Sun newspaper. We are now at the Daily Sun newspaper, one of the most read newspapers in Nigeria. And we have a part of it at the down end of it. Fresh attacks in Southern Kaduna claims 10 lives. This Southern Kaduna thing has been a reoccurring incident. Reoccurring every time. Reoccurring every time. What do you think is the way forward on this thing?
The whole thing boils down to insecurity. We need to, the governor of Kaduna State need to actually step in and address this issue. Let him liaise with the president. Let him liaise with the president. Liaise with the army chief to actually address this issue. It's actually a problem, and it pains me every day. Nigerians are dying without reasons. Careless killings. It's not fair. It's not fair. Nigeria wasn't this bad. The security forces need to step in. And I also believe that if government want to work, they will work. If government want to work, they will work. El-Rufai, I trust him. He has the political will. He should actually step in. He should actually, if he means stepping on toes, let him do that. Let him step on toes. I believe he will succeed.
Okay. Still on AF News, we have another news there, just like I told you earlier on. Magu was saying, I will no longer fold my arms. I will defend myself. That's what they say. Part of the story reads, the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has said he will not fold his hands in the face of the allegations against him, stating that he will respond to every one of them. Are we expecting this coming days more revelation?
Allow Magu.
More fire for fire?
If Magu wants to talk, please allow him to talk.
He should talk?
Yes!
Don't you think it's talk might affect some serious things in the country?
What is more serious than what is happening now? Nigerians are suffered. See, this country, a lot of people are angry. If Magu wants to say something, let him say. Let him say. We want to know. Enough of all these secret things. There is massive unemployment in the country. Even the people that are employed, they are not even sure of their salaries. Businesses are going down even as a result of this virus. Listen, we need to know what is happening. You know, and sometimes when you talk to some of these people, they make governance look as if it's rocket science. They make it look as, we want to know. We want to know. In fact, Nigerians, every Nigerian is aware of what is happening. We want to know. Every time you tune into this billion, where is this billions going to? So I think, Magu, I stand by him. He should open up. Let him open up. No, let them not threaten him. I'm sure that.
Well, okay. Let's go to some entertainment content a little bit and see what's there still on afnews.ng. Remember that this should be your morning, every morning tonic. Every day you wake up in the morning, you should be able to go to afnews.ng and scroll around and see current content of happenings in Nigeria. Here we have a very hot. Shehu Sani blast those condemning Big Brother Naija show. He said that Shehu Sani, a former Nigerian lawmaker, has dropped some words of advice to haters of popular reality show Big Brother Nigeria. The 2020 season of Big Brother Naija, team BB Naija Lockdown, which kicked off on July 19, has received a huge range of criticism. Most recently, the Christian blah 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 said something about that. But where he made a statement, he said, however, Sani, who represented Kaduna Central in the 8th Assembly, advised that it was better to stay away from the channels showing the program than to condemn an attack after watching.
Well, he's right.
What is your take concerning the program on its own?
Big Brother.
Should it stay or should it not stay?
It should stay. See, I'm talking as Kelechi Mo now.
Yes.
Big Brother is not a problem of Nigeria. Big Brother Nigeria is like football. You choose to watch. All right. Let them face. It's not an issue of morality, because I've looked at it. Yes, people are saying that it's immoral, this, that. If you actually watch that Big Brother, leave the immoral thing that people are. There are a lot of educative games that they do. I watch it, even though I've not started watching this one. I've not had the time anyway. But Big Brother should not come into our national. It's not our problem. Our problem is we want to know what happened to all those billions they mentioned in the end of this. We want to know why Nigeria is not working. We want to know why this country started at the same time with Malaysia, and Malaysia is doing better off. Dubai is doing better off. You know, that is our problem. Big Brother is not our problem. So, Sheikh Sani, I stand by him.
You stand by Sheikh Sani? Yeah. That the Big Brother should fire up. Yeah. It should go on.
People invested in. These are people's businesses.
Yes, even my view. Last time I said my view. I said this is a content that was created. This is a content that was created by people and should be allowed to fly. Yeah. Viewers, let's have our intermediate break for now. We will come back and continue. Call into the show, and if you want to call in, the numbers to call are on the screen. But for more emphasis, let me read out the number. The number is 081 46771150. If you want to call in, you can call this number 081 46771150. You can call this number now, and then you join the show with us and make a contribution. Okay, Kelechi, let's look at that. We have a man we call Okunaja, Dr. Okunaja, who is from Ohafia. He has been doing so much. And recently, we published a news about him. He says, Ohafia police killing. Okunaja steps in, gives financial support to families set to rebuild the bombed police station. Okunaja is an Abian from Ohafia Extraction, who is not even in this country, he's far away Australia, but he has been doing a lot to add value to the life of the people. Just recently, he is about to complete about 9 boreholes, who is digging in Ohafia, and he's already planning to dig one in the squat also. So these jobs have been on. What is your take concerning philanthropists like this, who are trying as much as possible to reach out to where they are from, even though they are not here?
They need to be encouraged a great deal. And in fact, I give kudos to him. Not everybody would be willing to do what he's doing. If there are people who have the resources, who have the connect, and yet they don't feel like it's important to do it. He needs to be encouraged. Ohafia people, I've always known them as wonderful people. In fact, they read. They are good academics. All of them, academicians, they are very good. If you look at, even in the States, when I was in school, majority of my classmates were from Ohafia. And I admire them because they love book. They can read. So I think people like him should be encouraged. And we need more. Abia needs help.
Yes, Abia indeed needs help. Just like Kelechi Mo just said, Abia needs help. Also there in Ohafia too. Just a few days ago, there's a video which we received one-story building under construction collapses in Ohafia. This building, as we gathered, is being handled by one man called Mr. Okwa Uku, and we heard that he's not even a qualified building engineer. What is your take concerning unqualified building engineers taking contracts in building? What's your take about that?
I think the government has to step into this. In Abuja, there are procedures. There are people who manage this kind of things. Before you even build, you go to them. They'll give you a master plan. You don't just build anyhow. If you even want contractors, they can even give you. Government has a lot of role to play in this. I think so.
Remember, you can still call us on phone. If you want to call us and reach us and contribute your view, you can call 081 4677 1150. 081 4677 1150. This morning we've gone to Imo State. From Imo State, we've gotten to Akwa Ibom State. We've looked at the meeting of Southeast governors, and we have something also on Daily Sun newspaper on the front banner. It said Southeast governors set to name regional security outfit. That is what we have on the front page of the Sun newspaper. And let's peep into the content of the news itself. It says Southeast governors from yesterday said the much-awaited joint security network for the Southeast zone will be formally unveiled and given a unique name during the next meeting of the governors with the leadership of Ohanese, National Assembly members, and other leaders of the zone. Do you think we need this security, special security outfit?
Odepa.
Why? Go on inside.
Man, there are a lot of security challenges. There are a lot of security challenges bedeviling our society as of today. We need it. Security has to do with everybody. Okay? The ones in Abuja, let them be doing their work. Let us also be doing our work. Because you can't tell me somebody will break into my house and you expect me to just sit down and watch the person come and fight me without attacking. No, this is the right step in the right direction. In fact, I urge all the Southeast governors to please painstakingly and make this arrangement in such a way that even if it means from their security vote or whatever, they can bring out a particular sum of money in order to maintain this particular security outfit. Because I've heard many people saying that it's not about creating it, how are you going to maintain it?
That's the main challenge people are looking at, because we still have Southeast states that are lagging behind in salary payment and stuff like that. Now, adding this another big log of number of people as security outfit, do you think we can be able to meet up with their needs and expectations to be effective as a security outfit?
Planning. With proper planning. Good planning. Bring in the best security consultants. People who are experts in this thing. Sit down in a round table, rack your senses. I'm sure beautiful results will come.
Okay. Still on Sun newspaper in page 3, we have it as Akpabio exposes senators and reps.
My man.
Mwabushi, manager, Uge, Muti, finger. Only this issue of finger is a very big issue sometimes.
I saw that this one.
In page 3. And it says, the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, has exposed members of the National Assembly who allegedly got inflated and unexecuted contracts from the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The revelation were contained in a letter by the minister sent to the National Assembly and released to the public last night.
Well,
and then if you look into the story proper, we even heard that Senator Wabushi got as much as 74, more than 70 contracts. What is your take on this issue, on this exposure?
You see the problem. Akpabio was given an assignment by the National Assembly, in fact by the Speaker, Bajabi Amila. Akpabio has submitted his assignment. He told them to his face that 60% of NDDC contracts go to the members of the National Assembly. Look at what one man is taking. I'm not even against taking of contracts. I'm not against it. My point is execution. Are all
all these people executing the projects, even if they are executing it, and is the execution in tandem with the money released? So I think that it is high time Nigerians know that your problem is yourselves. In fact, this is Nigerians underdeveloping Nigeria. Are you getting my point? This is high time we understood that these are the problems of this country.
But it's important also that we state that the National Assembly members have also reacted. They have said that calling their names attached to contract is not the only thing. That you need to come up with proof that indeed they had this contract. Then Senator Wabishi have said that you should go and check those companies that have those contracts if his name is there. That why will you say that he has the right to attract contracts, but he attracts to his constituency? But then that it doesn't mean that the one that did the contracts. So what don't they have their own facts too?
You see, Brother Ebedikirem, what is currently going on, I believe there is a hand of God. This is where I go spiritual now. Many people want to hide from these exposures, but believe you me, they can't hide. Something is actually coming up. I may not be able to say it. You know, I can remember when Rochas was leaving office in the cabinet during FEC, he was saying something that the president needs to address this issue of if you can be able to arrange your papers in such a way that you won't get caught. If you can be able to arrange your papers, you are free. If you look at the responses these people are giving, you now discover that they might have been able to arrange their papers in such a way that they won't get caught. But believe you me, more things will be revealed. Let's watch.
Okay. Let us look at politics still on the Daily Sun newspaper, inside on page 9. The former ABGA national chairman, Chief Victor Ome, on the headline here says, Igbo presidency, key to peace in Nigeria.
Yes, yes.
What is the correlation between Igbo presidency and peace?
See, equity. You know, I remember in 2015, everyone was equity. Everyone was talking about equity.
But now equity seems to have changed.
It has changed actually. So let me use that word, equity. Come on. The Igbo man has actually suffered. We suffered. We were the worst hit in the war. During the 3 hours, we were the worst hit. The thing didn't come to us. After the war, we survived, and we still managed to integrate into society. We still managed to live everywhere in this country. Anywhere we go, Lagos, we own half of Lagos. Lekki, dominated by Igbos. Go to the north, the same thing. Now, don't you think that a place where a particular group of people have been helping in development, because they go there, build businesses that will make employment, generate employment, I think it's high time you gave the Igbo man the opportunity to rule. I think, in fact, I might just be confident in saying this, that the problem of this country can actually be solved when we have the right Igbo man in power. The right Igbo man in power.
Are you not saying this because you're an Igbo man?
No, I usually don't get sentimental about this. No. This is not about me. I love competence. I love, if you know what you are doing, I don't care where you come from. Nigeria has gone that, we have gone past this level. We've tested the south. We've tested the north. We've tested the west. Please, let's test the east.
Yes, our viewers and Nigerians, just remember that you can always watch this show on our YouTube handle. If you want to connect us on YouTube, you can link up to AF Television on YouTube. There you are going to see the replays of these events, of this media chat and other issues. This is newspaper review on AF Television on today, Monday, 27 July 2020. I still have with me Kelechi Umo. Thank you very much for being a guest in this program.
It's a pleasure, sir.
We deeply appreciate you.
Pleasure.
Remember, you can always place your comments. Your comments can always roll in, and in our next program later today, we can discuss it before digging into the main story. Remember, you will still be with me in later today on the program tagged the big story of the day. Thank you and God bless.